Hello, and welcome to another edition of North Penn Answers. This program is brought to you by the North Penn School District to address the community's questions and concerns. My name is Joe Sullivan, and I am a member of the Board of School Directors. Joining me is Vincent Sherpinsky, School Board President. So let's begin today's main topic, busing. Obviously, we've had many questions concerning the changes to our school bus schedule for both our schools, non-public schools, and busing through the Montgomery County Transportation Consortium. Why are there so many changes to the bus schedule?
First, I'd like to welcome everybody back to school. Another school year has begun and the educational process is now fully underway. The energy and excitement is evident in every child, school, and family. With everyone's expectation for a new school year forming, we are moving to address the challenges we face each and every year. With the majority of our schools and operations going as expected, and as everyone adjusts to the return of school, it's now time to address things that aren't meeting our expectations. One such area is the newly formed Montgomery County Transportation Consortium, or MCTC. The MCTC is the regional agency started as a cooperative transportation effort for school districts in Montgomery County. They are charged with the transportation of all private school students, whether traveling within the school district's borders or beyond. To date, the MCTC has returned thousands of students to over 45 schools across the region efficiently and safely. However, they have encountered some challenging problems that have persisted. Some of the newly formed bus routes have had late arrivals, problematic bus stops, and excessive ride times, and some of these problems persist even now. Complicating the MCTC's charge to address these issues have been things like severe weather, excessive traffic congestion, and poor communications between the MCTC schools and families. Many problems have been quickly resolved. Some of the problems have taken longer, and others may require more resources than the MCTC has at its disposal at this time. To help address those problems, North Penn, along with the other consortium school districts, has voluntarily committed extra resources like backup buses, routing expertise, and many districts have even taken back some routes temporarily to help address the outstanding problems. Along with the commitment of additional resources, North Penn has had representatives meeting daily with the MCTC personnel to help them design, improve, and implement solutions to resolve outstanding problems. We recognize that many of these problems have occurred beyond our district borders and outside our sphere of control, but that doesn't change the fact that it's still our responsibility to find solutions. The services provided to our residents need to be both efficient and effective. With this in mind, North Penn will continue to work hard with the MCTC to resolve the outstanding issues, and we are committed to providing the necessary resources to assist MCTC in resolving outstanding issues safely, timely, and efficiently. We understand parents' concerns and frustrations. We pledge our full commitment to addressing these issues as expeditiously as possible. Our parents are understanding, patient, and they've been providing excellent feedback that has been invaluable to us during this process. We appreciate all the feedback, and we encourage any and all parents to continue to let us know how these adjustments in the bus routes are working.
So Vince, during our last meeting, we voted to approve the reduction of some of the employees at our transportation department, and a good number of them were bus aides that are usually associated with helping special needs children and students. Can you update me on that and sort of expand
Sure.
upon it?
Over the last year and a half, we've been studying ways to be more efficient and effective in the operations of the school district. One area we have ventured into is transportation. And this year, and in our last board meeting, we found the need to reduce staff in that department as our needs have changed over time. Most of the jobs, specifically bus aides, are used to help special ed students, either egress or board the bus. And what we find is, as enrollment changes and our needs change, so do assignments for employees. In this particular case, the workload has been reduced because of enrollment and changes in IEPs, and also just our needs have changed over time. So there was a necessary action last board meeting to reduce staff, and we reduced staff by 6 members, 6 bus aides.
I see. And sort of spawned off of that, there was a quote in the paper that said that you said that something to this effect, that North Penn School District is an employer, not a welfare program.
Yeah.
Would you like to sort of
Sure.
state what you meant by that?
Well, first off, that comment was made in context of some of the bus aides who came to the meeting to discuss what was happening and how we were looking at transportation to be more efficient. And I was asked by one of the people who was being reduced in the layoff if we weren't going to pay them, could we continue their benefits for the next year or two? And my comment to that was obviously, and it was quoted in the local newspaper, The Reporter, as we're an employer, not a welfare program. As I said before, when you take a position that is affected by enrollment and need, and enrollment and needs can change from year to year, there is the chance that there won't be a need. And in this particular case, this is what happened. Now, we've looked at assignments. We're making sure that every child who needs an aid has one. So the level of service is still the way it was.
So, in marketing terms, I'm a business guy. The level of service is meeting the demand that is required to be met. In other words, there's students out there that need help, and all of them are getting the adequate attention that they need to when they ride the bus.
Well, I'll say it again. Every need is being met, but we still find ourselves having more people than need. So we felt that we had to do something that was effective and efficient, and unfortunately, no matter how you hear it, it's not great for the 6 people who were affected by it. But from time to time, as we reevaluate what we're doing and our needs change, whether kids graduate or move on or their needs just change, we may find ourselves having to reduce staff. It won't be the first time, and it won't be the last.
And it's never easy.
No.
We take no joy or pleasure in seeing someone lose their benefits or their job or have some action affect their lifestyle. It's just, like you said, we're an employer, not a welfare program.
Exactly, and unfortunately, we have a responsibility to both our taxpayers and our students to run efficiently and effective, to provide the services that are required, and to be able to deliver those services that are required. And from time to time, as we reevaluate our needs and things change, we may find ourselves in these types of situations. It's not the first time it's happened in North Penn, and it won't be the last.
Thank you, Vince. Another question via the website, I recently read that all North Penn schools met AYP targets. Why is this so important? AYP is what the Department of Education calls adequate yearly progress. Each year, the state sets targets for all schools to meet in order to achieve the goals of students' test and proficiency by 2014. We are thrilled to announce that all our schools in the North Penn School District met their adequate yearly progress targets on the Pennsylvania State of School Assessment, otherwise known as PSSA, tests during the 2010-2011 school year. With more on these achievements is North Penn board member Josie Charnock. Josie?
Thanks, Joe. We did, and we are very pleased. To continue our increase in those gains in academic performance and to improve in other areas, North Penn has several goals concerning achievement. This year, the results of our stretch learning goal was over 60% of middle school students scoring at the advanced level on the PSSA reading assessment. About 2/3 of students in elementary and middle schools scoring at the advanced level on the PSSA mathematics assessment. Over 50% of students in grade 11 scoring at the advanced level on the PSSA mathematics assessment. Almost 60% of elementary students scoring at the advanced level on the PSSA science assessment. 42% of middle school students scoring at the advanced level on the PSSA science assessment. Other academic initiatives for North Penn this year include high school English, social studies, and science teachers will participate in reading apprenticeship training through a grant sponsored by Colonial IU-20. Secondary teachers will receive training on effective co-teaching strategies to enhance the achievement of IEP students. Elementary mathematics is currently under curriculum review to ensure alignment to standards. Secondary content areas are reviewing and revising curriculum to ensure alignment with Keystone exam requirements. Both elementary and secondary continue to implement intervention programs to assist struggling students in gaining mastery of key reading, writing, and mathematics skills. The Response to Instruction and Intervention program is in its final phase of implementation. All North Penn elementary schools are now using the program to help keep kindergarten through third grade students achieving at grade level. Although RTII is at different stages of implementation, the data shows that our teachers and students' hard work is resulting in increased academic achievement in reading because of the RTII program. The district continues to participate in the Merck Institute for Science Education to provide training in effective science teaching for elementary, middle, and high school students. School data teams continually meet to review achievement data and make adjustments to strategies and instruction as needed as part of our school goals process. We are all very proud of the results our students and staff have achieved through their hard work and focused goals on continuous improvement. We review our academic programs and progress during our regularly scheduled education, community, and policy meetings held on the last Monday of every month at 6:30 p.m. at the Educational Service Center, and we encourage the community to attend these meetings. Back to you, Joe.
Thanks, Josie. Now on to our next question. It's about and concerns class-side guidelines. What are our guidelines, and how are the guidelines for each level determined?
Board Policy 6151 and the Administrative Regulation 6151 address the class size guidelines for our district. For the elementary classes, the guidelines suggest 22 to 25 students in a kindergarten class, 23 to 26 students in grades 1 through 3 classes, and 25 to 29 students in grades 4 through 6 classes. If the number of students in a class exceeds the recommended size, the district can consider adding an additional section to reduce class size. If it is not advisable to add a section, such as when the guideline may be exceeded by only one student or where there is no physical space in the school to add an additional class, the district may consider placing a classroom assistant in the class to provide additional support for the teacher and students. At the secondary level, the number of sections scheduled for a course is determined based upon the number of students requesting a course. The district strives to keep all secondary classes at 29 or less students. When the number of students requesting a course is less than 20, the district reviews the courses to determine whether the course will be offered in that year. The district also reviews the staffing needed to offer the recommended number of sections annually.
Thank you, Vince. Recently in the local media, there have been several posts about elimination of teaming at the middle schools. Has teaming been eliminated?
Teaming at the middle schools has not been eliminated and is in place in each of our 3 middle schools. Each school continues to function with the middle school teaming concept of scheduling a team of teachers from each of the major subject areas, English, social studies, math, and science. Reading is included in 7th grade, along with a specified group of students. In 7th and 8th grade, students' homerooms, lunch study, or intervention time, and sometimes lunch period is assigned by a team. In each of the teaming situations, teachers are provided time during the day to meet and discuss team issues, field trips, parent communications, student successes, and ways to support students who may need additional support. This school year, time is still scheduled for teachers to meet, but the time for the meetings may take place either before students arrive at the school or during a set letter day of a cycle or a day of a week. In some cases, students may be scheduled with an off-team teacher due to an effort to reduce class size or to a unique scheduling request, but the teachers have many ways to communicate with one another about the concerns and the team updates. The teams in 7th and 8th grade across the schools continue to maintain websites located through each individual school's website to increase communication among the students and parents, and student conferences continue to be held between team members.
Thank you. That was very informative, Vince. If you have a question you'd like to see answered on this show, please email northpennanswers@npenn.org. We encourage all members of the community, parents, teachers, students, anyone who wants North Penn to continue to be one of the top school districts in the state, to send in your questions. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.